Decoded.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Book Decoded. Today we're going to be cracking open a book that's going to change how you guys think about travel.
Yeah, it's not just about getting from point A to B. It's about, maximizing every single step.
Yeah, exactly. And today we're diving into How to Win at Travel by the ultimate travel guru, Brian Kelly, aka the Points Guy. I mean, this guy's story is incredible.
It really is.
We're talking 12 years old, booking his family's entire trip using miles.
I know. It's pretty crazy.
Talk about starting young.
Right. Miles obsessed kid to helping his Wall Street buddies snag cheap flights. Then he builds this whole travel empire. And what I find fascinating is how he reframes our perception of travel. He argues that we're not in the golden age, but the platinum age of travel.
Platinum over gold. I mean, that doesn't sound as glamorous.
Right. I know, but it's not about the glitz. It's about the substance.
Okay.
He points out that travel today is statistically safer, flights are more efficient, and honestly, even the budget options are more comfortable than what most people experienced decades ago.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, no one wants to be stuck on a rickety propeller plane, for days on end.
Oh, totally.
But Kelly takes this a step further. He calls travel a sport.
He does. He literally calls it the sport of travel in the book. Like any sport. It requires strategy, skill, and knowledge to truly win. Yeah. It's about maximizing your resources, finding the best deals, and creating those unforgettable experiences. Remember that story he tells about saving his entire study abroad group hundreds of dollars on flights?
I do, yeah.
That's him putting his travel athlete skills to work.
Okay, so we're all athletes now.
We are. We're in the game.
But before we even hit the starting line, we got to talk budget.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of us, travel seems like a luxury, like a splurge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly challenges that notion. He advocates for prioritizing experiences over material possessions. And he argues that travel can actually be a valuable investment in your well-being. He even suggests thinking about it within the framework of the 50-30-20 budgeting rule.
You mean that classic split, 50% on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings and debt?
Yes, exactly. But here's the interesting twist. Kelly proposes that travel, while seemingly a want, can actually be shifted into the needs category.
Oh.
It's an investment in personal growth, broadening your horizons and creating memories that last a lifetime.
Okay. I love that perspective shift. I mean, that's a really good point. But let's get practical.
Okay.
Once we've committed to making travel a priority, how do we actually, find those amazing deals? Yeah. Kelly's got a whole arsenal of booking secrets, right?
He does. He has a strategy for everything. Let's start with flights. He has this Goldilocks approach to booking, not too early, not too late, but just right.
Okay. So what's the magic window?
For domestic flights, he recommends about 6 to 8 weeks in advance. And for international, 3 to 6 months. This can vary, of course, depending on the season and where you're headed.
Right, because everyone's going to Hawaii for Christmas. So those flights are probably going to be pricier.
Exactly. And there are other tricks up Kelly's sleeve. He talks about splitting up group bookings to potentially snag lower fares.
Hold on, how does that work?
Well, sometimes airlines have limited seats available at their lowest fares. So by booking individually instead of as a group, you increase your chances of everyone getting a better price.
Oh, that's a great tip.
What else? He also suggests considering positioning flights.
Positioning flights?
Yeah. This is where you fly to a cheaper departure city to score a better deal on your overall journey.
So, if I want to go to Europe, maybe flying to a smaller airport on the East Coast first could be cheaper than a direct flight from, my home airport.
Precisely. It might sound counterintuitive, but those positioning flights can save you a bundle, especially for international travel.
Okay. So we got our flight strategy down.
Yeah.
What about hotels?
When it comes to hotels, Kelly's a big fan of booking directly with the hotel. Especially if you have elite status.
Okay.
You're more likely to get perks upgrades and generally better service that way.
That makes sense. But what if I don't have elite status? Do those online travel agencies still have a place?
They definitely can, especially for comparing prices and finding deals. But don't forget about credit card travel portals, particularly for luxury hotels. Some offer incredible perks like room upgrades, free breakfast, and even hotel credits just for booking through their portal.
It's like leveling up your hotel stay just by using the right card.
Exactly. And speaking of cards, rental cars are another area where using the right card can really pay off. Kelly emphasizes booking direct with the rental company and using a credit card that offers primary rental car insurance.
Okay.
This can save you a ton on those extra fees and hassles at the counter.
Right. So we've got flights, hotels, and rental cars covered. Now it's time to tackle the beast, points and miles.
Oh, yes, the world of points and miles. It can seem intimidating, but Kelly breaks it down in a way that's actually fun and easy to understand.
Okay.
He emphasizes that points and miles are essentially currencies created by companies, and like any currency, you need to know how to maximize their value.
So where do we even begin? I feel like I'm drowning in credit card offers promising me miles and points.
That's where strategy comes in. Kelly talks about maximizing credit card points through sign-up bonuses, bonus category spending, and even referral bonuses.
Wait, hold on. Break that down for me. What are bonus categories?
Think of it this way. Some credit cards offer extra points for spending in certain categories, like dining, groceries, or travel. So Kelly suggests using the right card for each purchase to really rack up those points. For example, use your dining rewards card when you go out to eat, your grocery rewards card at the supermarket, and so on.
So it's all about being strategic with your everyday spending. It's like a game.
Exactly. And it can be a really rewarding one. But once you have those points, you need to understand their value. Kelly's website, The Points Guy, is an incredible resource for this.
I've heard of that. It's like the Bible for points and miles enthusiasts.
It really is. They break down the value of different points and miles almost like foreign currency exchange rates. So you know you're getting the most bang for your buck, or should I say your point?
This is where my head starts to spin a bit. What do you do with all those points once you've earned them?
That's the fun part, redemption. Kelly dives into all sorts of tactics for maximizing your points. He talks about transferring points to airline and hotel partners, taking advantage of award sales, and even booking stopovers.
Stopovers, like when you have a layover in another city.
Exactly. But instead of just sitting in the airport for hours, you can turn that layover into an extra mini vacation. Kelly shares some wild examples, like using points to book a cruise through Virgin Atlantic, or using the Aeroplan stopover trick to get a free layover in another city. It's like travel hacking, but in a completely legit way.
Now that's what I'm talking about. It sounds like we're just scratching the surface of Kelly's travel wisdom.
Yeah.
We've still got airport lounges, travel safety, and even the future of travel to unpack.
And, you know, it's like having a personal travel coach in our ears.
Totally. I know we've covered booking hacks, the whole points and miles maze, even how to budget for those dream trips.
Right.
But now we're entering like the realm of travel etiquette. Because let's face it, being a savvy traveler is only half the battle. Being a considerate traveler, that's what really elevates the whole experience.
It really does. And Kelly, he doesn't shy away from this.
No, he doesn't.
He even shares this hilarious story about encountering the worst tourist he's ever met.
Oh, yeah.
It involved a gorilla trekking trip in Rwanda, a woman named Helga, and a complete lack of respect for both the guides and the gorillas themselves.
Oh my gosh, I remember that story. It was like a master class in what not to do. Thankfully, Kelly brings in like some real etiquette experts to help us navigate those tricky travel situations. He talks to Micah Meyer, she's a renowned etiquette expert, and he even gets insights from Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin.
Yes, and their advice kind of boils down to this simple principle: kindness and respect.
Yeah.
It's about being mindful of those around you, from your fellow passengers to the hardworking people in the travel industry.
I think it's easy to get caught up in the stress of travel, Delays, long lines, crowded airports. It really is.
But a little courtesy can go a long way.
Absolutely. They offer some practical tips like being thoughtful about reclining your seat, using overhead bins considerately, and even like how to handle noisy passengers.
Yeah, we've all been there. Stuck next to someone who seems to think they're in their living room.
I know, right?
Kelly
also stresses the importance of being nice to those frontline travel employees.
Yeah.
Those gate agents, flight attendants, hotel staff.
Yeah.
They're the ones who can truly make or break your trip.
Mm-hmm.
A little kindness can make their day and potentially even score you some perks or assistance if you need it. You catch more flies with honey, right?
So true. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and take a peek into the future.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly doesn't just focus on the present. He explores the trends and innovations that are like shaping the future of travel.
Right. And what's so exciting is how he discusses the potential for supersonic travel to make a comeback.
Yeah.
You remember the Concorde? Well, get ready for like a new era of super fast flights.
He even mentions a company called Boom that's developing a supersonic airliner called Overture, aiming to have us flying at supersonic speeds by the end of the decade.
That sounds straight out of like a sci-fi movie. But what about those of us who aren't ready to break the sound barrier? What other travel innovations are like on the horizon?
Well, Kelly dives into the world of UAVs, those unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones as we know them.
Yeah.
He envisions a future where drones are not only delivering packages, but potentially even transporting passengers and providing emergency services.
Right.
Imagine an ambulance drone zipping through traffic to reach someone in need, arriving in record time.
Okay.
The possibilities are pretty incredible.
That's mind-blowing. Hopefully they'll figure out how to make them super quiet before they start, like, carrying passengers.
Yeah, no kidding. Another positive trend that Kelly highlights is the growing accessibility of travel for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
He discusses new regulations requiring larger and more accessible airplane bathrooms, which is a huge step forward for wheelchair users and other travelers with mobility challenges.
It's so wonderful to see the industry becoming more inclusive and making travel accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter your physical abilities. Everyone deserves to experience the joy of travel.
I totally agree with that. Now, on a more personal note, Kelly closes the book with this heartwarming story about his best flight ever. And guess what? It wasn't in some fancy first-class suite,
Oh, really?
but an economy flight from JFK to Orlando filled with Wish-a-Kids and their families.
Oh, I love that story. It's such a testament to the power of travel to create truly magical moments, even in, like, the most unexpected places.
Absolutely. It wasn't about like luxury or extravagance. It was about the pure joy of travel, the kindness of strangers, and the shared experience of making dreams come true for those kids.
It reminds us that sometimes, like, the most memorable trips are the ones that touch our hearts, the ones that leave a lasting impact on our souls.
So how to win at travel? Oh, it's more than just a guide to finding deals and maximizing points. It's like a journey into the heart of what makes travel meaningful.
Yeah. It's a book that will inspire you to see the world with, like, fresh eyes, embrace new adventures, and maybe even become a little bit of a travel ninja along the way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now let's talk perks. Airport lounges are no longer reserved for just like the elite.
Great.
Many credit cards offer lounge access as a perk, and those statement credits can often offset the annual fee, making it feel like you're getting free access to, like, a peaceful oasis amidst the airport chaos.
I know. Such a good point.
You know?
Yes. Hotel elite status can also unlock a world of perks.
Yes.
From room upgrades and late checkouts to free breakfast and even free night certificates, it's all about finding those programs and strategies that align with your travel style and preferences.
For sure.
And lastly, let's not forget the most important takeaway of all of them. Travel is a gift. It's an opportunity to experience the world, connect with different cultures, and create memories that will last a lifetime. So, whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or just starting your travel journey, embrace the adventure with open arms and a curious spirit. That's the key.
Absolutely.
And until next time, happy travels, everyone.